What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about Lucid. I already did a video earlier today, but they did drop some news after hours that I wanted to kind of go over. So getting right to it, they did put out their Q2 production and delivery numbers far ahead of kind of their anticipated release, because historically they always put it out 2 weeks after the end of the quarter. So they're kind of more aligning themselves with Tesla and Rivian, which also did unveil their Q2 numbers today. So starting off though, they did do 3,863 vehicles within Q2 for produced, delivered 3,309. So at the end of the day, looking at how the market reacted, it did have an initial pull lower. And for those of you that kind of tuned into my video, I think I put it out on Saturday on some expectations for the Q2 numbers, what was going to be seen as positive, what was going to be seen as negative. I did mention anything 4,000 and above was going to be interpreted as a positive. Anything below 3,500 was going to be seen as negative. Between 35 to 4,000 was going to be just seen as neutral, which in reality, this is exactly how the market is portraying it as. Although one thing to take note of though that could obviously influence tomorrow is going back over here and actually pulling up my Excel doc. I plugged in those numbers for a Q2. So looking under the P/M column, this shows the inventory, whether they've been really getting obviously rid of their inventory, and 2024 was phenomenal. They got rid of a lot of their inventory. Market saw that as a positive, even though essentially their produced was somewhat on the low end. So for instance, even in Q3 2024, they did 1,805 for produced, but they did really deliver a lot more. So they were getting rid of inventory. Market saw that as a positive. This time around, they did actually produce more than what they delivered. So it's kind of a gray type of scenario. So just for face value, the produced is under that gray category. So market most likely is trying to determine to see exactly what they can do, if they're going to hit their targets. But most likely you're going to have a lot of analysts bringing up the fact that they aren't delivering as much as what they should have. So at the end of the day, it might actually result in some negative analyst ratings. That's just my opinion, and usually historically what does happen. One thing to take note of though is that if they were to have cut guidance, it would have been during this kind of period. They most likely would not do it during the actual earnings call itself. They would amend guidance in this PR. So the fact that they didn't still goes to show that they believe 20,000 is realistic and feasible. So that was always kind of a gray thing that I did bring up, saying, hey, this time around, they might do a similar type of scenario to 2023 where they cut guidance. So the fact that they didn't is always a good thing. August the 5th, after the market does close, that's when their actual earnings is going to be. And then July the 22nd, this is when you can actually pose questions to management. So I'll really try to push it even more than what I've done in the past for all of us to have some good concrete questions. Don't ask about profitability, because I think given just everything that's been happening, profitability won't be occurring up until 2028. Most likely probably first half or sometime in 2028. So there's absolutely no benefit to us as investors to ask those types of questions. So again, that's going to be a key one to really push for. So we'll just have to wait and see how this all does play out. But honestly, I like the fact that they are producing. It'd be nice if they actually did break it down of this produced, what was Gravity versus what was Air. And then same goes for the delivered. I know that's not normal practice. Tesla and many others don't necessarily do that level of breaking down, but coming from a Lucid investor standpoint, I really want to get that warm fuzzy feeling about the Gravity. I want to know that the Gravity is being produced, and well, clearly I guess we do know that it's being produced just from the flyovers. There's a lot of Gravities there. Most likely a lot of those are for the studios, but still it Gravity is the next big catalyst, right? I think generally Peter's been stating that since 2023, that Gravity this, Gravity that. So now that we are in the Gravity stage, we want to know, like, hey, is this a time to actually buy? Or should we be cautious about demand? That's exactly what analysts are going to be trying to decode based on this information right here. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think that they are going to do a surprise cut for guidance at the actual earnings call itself? Do you think that they're going to be hitting 20,000? Do you think, for instance, these numbers right here are sufficient for you to buy more? So are you happy with 3,800 for produced, 3,300 delivered? What's your kind of honest opinion on all that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. Stay tuned for my video tomorrow. Side note, market does close early tomorrow, so it's going to be, and plus the market does close as well on Friday, so I'll be trying to do an earlier video as well. So let me know your viewpoint. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon. As I always mention, I give some solid buys on stocks, options, crypto. So with all that said, appreciate all of you watching.